You need to drink Madeira because the Madeira is a unique wine, as a single wine. It's a very specific wine, is a wine with the same name of the island. It's a historical wine. The independence of the United States are toasted with the Madeira wine. I'm sure if you're tasting Madeira, you have never forget the bouquet Madeira is unique, and because it's a wine with a terroir, produced on the rock in the middle of the ocean. We are a drop of wine in the ocean of wine, but with a high quality. That's why if you like it wine, you should be tasting Madeira. The way to make it Madeira is a paradoxal thing, because we produce the soils in Madeira are super acid, more than acid. Let's say in terms and technique way, is a very bad thing, because they blocked the three main nutrients for the plant. The azote comes blocked, the potassium is blocked, and the phosphor, okay? Because the pH is very low. But we have lots of organic material and, on the soil. And the plants are able to recall what they needed from the soil, also with the three main nutrients blocked. And all the fruits produced in Madeira, a part of the sweetness, you found always high acidity and high flavor. The amount of antioxidants. I'm going to oxidize something with full of antioxidants, full of acids, full of tannins, and full of mineral salts. Why I said it's a paradoxal thing, you know, the Madeira. You need to imagine the Madeira, the way for aging. The Madeira with the estufagem, of course, we use it only for the young wine, the cereal wines. For that wines, of course, I don't use it, but I have studied, I make some scientific studies during more than 15 years about the process of estufagem, and I can prove, and I publish one article, scientific article. I have proved it was possible if you use the pH of the wine with the right temperature. You can use the estufagem and you don't lose anything. It's impossible to stint the wine with the estufagem in canteiro system, natural aging. But we don't use it for the white varieties and for the wines with more 5-year-old, the estufagem, because I don't need it. When I'm tasting Madeira, what makes me feel recognized wine like Madeira is one aroma, a flavor, and we have proved the Madeira is the wine in the world more concentrated, and that flavor that calls Sotolon. Sotolon is a kind of, is a mix of curry mixed with saffron. We have analyzed Madeira with 15-year-old aging on cask that give you 1,000 ppbs. The same wine from port have 85 ppbs. Okay, that's with the same way aging in natural cask. We have in Madeira offering you wines dries, medium sweets and sweets. Some wines, and the first impression, dries and with the after tasting sweets, and like the Tarantejo, the first sensation sweet and very dry in the after tasting, and that permits you to make some food pairings, interesting food pairings because all the wines are different, not two equal wines. The concept of colheita, just to 1997 in Madeira, we have only vintage and blends. And some wine writers comes to Madeira each 3 years, 4 years, and oh, Francisco, what do you have new? If you don't put any vintage on the market, have nothing new. In real, have the blends and the new vintage. Why now starting to introduce but it was a fight, I tell you. The dated wines is the colheitas or harvest, and the frasqueiras or vintage. The vintage is when the wine aged more than 20 years in canteiro. You can be bottling the wine after aging 20 years. You have a single year, single harvest wine, is the dated wines, like the 78 single year, single harvest, and we have, of course, the more traditional wines we call the blends or millésime. The blends is a wine from a single cask with a 10-year-old in average. What they mean with average? Mix of the same variety will give you a style of wine with 10-year-old. Normally, for the lifestyle for a guy like me, the ideal, because I need to auto-evaluation also a program, is normally I starting to tasting at 10 a.m. I start to work at 8 a.m. and sometimes 3:30 afternoon. But normally it's during the morning where I tasting more. I have 2,000 casks and I need to tasting all the casks. Is why in November I'm starting to tasting in groups of 12 glasses, each 10 minutes. Okay, and is there. And of course I have a historic of 33 years of my tastings, researchability of my tastings, and is where I decide what wine I'm going to use it to make a specific colheita, or what wine I'm going to use it to make a blend, what I'm going to reserve for aging a long time or not. The spirit is 96%. It's vinic alcohol of vinic origin alcohol ratificated. It's completely natural.
But is it different between the varieties?
Yes, the social ferments 10 degrees, 11 degrees.
Yeah,
I need to put the wine with 17. I need to add it only 8% of alcohol. In the Malmsey, I need to add it 17, 18%. Why is the double.
What makes a perfect year?
It's the quality of the grapes. I tell you like that because I bottling 3 colheitas in 2009, and the 2009 it was a terrible year for us because I have a storm from south, and but what we have here in Madeira, we have specific areas with the specific varieties where we produce Verdade in the north and Cercial on the north. And they have produced also Cercial and Verdade at the south coast. In 2009, I have a storm from the south. They destruct the grapes. We have 6,000 small areas with grapes. Is why
It's quite a lot.
For me to buy 1 million kilos, I need to speak with more than 300 wine growers. The water is not really a big problem in Madeira because maybe you don't know, but here in Madeira they have more water have more rain than in London. The problem is when you have rain is like a fall. They come straight on to the sea because is why I have the water channels around the island, 2,000 kilometers of north. And really, we don't suffer a lot with the water here in Madeira. The rain have not in Madeira, it comes straight on